Welcome to the Tico Times Weekly Digest, where we bring you up to speed as a new week starts in Costa Rica. I'm Alexander Villegas, assistant editor at the Tico Times, reporting from Parque Central in Moravia, San Jose, Costa Rica. Costa Rica launched its ambitious plan to decarbonize its economy by 2050. In a 10-point plan, the government outlined a path to reduce or eliminate emissions in different sectors like transport, agriculture, construction, and cattle, among others. The plan lays out short-term goals to be completed by 2022, like having operational electrical buses, 69 fast recharge stations for electrical vehicles, and an operational electric cargo train in Limón. The long-term goals include a revamped public transportation system in the greater metropolitan area. That centers around an electric passenger train, bike paths, and pedestrian pathways. The Inter-American Development Bank announced a $3.5 million donation to support the conservation laid out in the plan. The government has yet to reveal the total cost of the plan, though. But on Tuesday, the International Monetary Fund recommended that Costa Rica raise its taxes to deal with its current financial struggles. A new cargo terminal in Limón was inaugurated on Thursday. The terminal will allow Costa Rica to receive ships that are too big to go through the Panama Canal. This will turn Costa Rica into a main connecting port for Central America. Dutch APM Terminals spent $1 billion building the port, and they will administer it for the next 30 years. President Carlos Alvarado said that the new port needs to be accompanied with infrastructure like an expanded Route 32 and an electric cargo train in Limón. 2 police officers suspected of robbing foreigners were detained in Garavito, Punta Arenas, near Jaco. The 2 officers are accused of having picked up the tourists, robbed them of $400 and their cell phones, and then dropping them off at Clarita Beach nearby. Rodrigo Alfaro, an assistant police director, said his team acted quickly and contacted the officers' supervisors and the prosecutor's office. We launched a new episode of our podcast, the Tico Times Dispatch, last week. In it, we review some of February's biggest stories. We talk in depth about Oscar Arias, the Me Too movement, Venezuela, and the Catholic Church. If you haven't yet, subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. Costa Rica has been eliminated from the CONCACAF Champions League. Both Saprissa and Club Sport Herediano suffered resounding defeats last week. Mexico's Tigres defeated Saprissa 5-1 on Tuesday and finished the round off with a 5-2 aggregate score. Then, on Thursday, Atlanta United defeated Club Sport Herediano 4-0. Atlanta United scored in the first minute of the game, and it set the pace for the rest of play. The teams finished around with a 5-3 aggregate score, and neither Costa Rican team will advance to the quarterfinals. And on this week's Off the Eaten Path, William Eyre takes you to a salt store. While Salt Traders mostly peddles custom salts, they occasionally have pop-up food events with what could be the best cheeseburger in Costa Rica. You'll have to follow their Instagram page to find out when these events take place though. And you better go quick because once they run out of food, you'll have to wait until another event. Every event also features just one menu item. They include cheeseburgers, pulled barbecue pork, tortilla aliñadas, and others. So if you don't like what's on the menu, again, you'll have to wait until their next event. That's it for this week's digest. The Tico Times Weekly Digest is possible thanks to readers like you. The Tico Times is increasingly funded by the Tico Times 5% Club. That's a small group of our readers who donate at least $5 a month to keep our newsroom operational and independent. Thanks again for tuning in, and as always, stay up to date throughout the week at ticotimes.net.